Day 27 of Soberish September. Still a little bit groggy this morning. Getting out of bed and getting over to the pier for my walk. I did go for a walk this morning, which is different from the past few mornings. But I woke up at I think 6. Went to bed. I think I was asleep by 10 or 10:30. And I woke up at 6 to use the restroom. And then it was I had that moment do I go or do I lay down? And I should have forced myself to go to the pier at that point, but I didn't. I was I made an excuse in my head. I'm well, one more morning of getting it together because you drank them beers a couple nights and you deserve it, Fia. Just go lay down. So I did. I went and laid down and then got up around 8:30 or 8 o'clock. I don't know. Something like that. I was at the pier around 8 or 8:30. Something like that. But it was, I actually went for a walk. I didn't feel super hungover, cloudy, whatever, nothing bad like that. And I got some cleaning done today and I've been doing a little bit of that, laundry and such. And I do feel better today for sure. And I don't want, there's no desire. I didn't have any desire to drink last night. I know I'm not going to have that tonight. I'm just trying to keep it in my head, if I do drink, it's not just the 2 hours of pleasure or 3 hours of pleasure, it's also the following day and what that's going to be. Someone made a comment about, for the billionth time, that's the lesson. It's, I guess I'm just a thick-headed dude, It's taking a lot of repetition. But whatever it takes to get to where I'm going is, it is what it is. I'm not giving up. I'm not going back to my old ways, because, for one, my old ways was staying high all day, every day, and drinking beer at night. So at least it's not that anymore. And I've beaten the day after day thing I was doing in quarantine. And I've even begun tapping into meditation, which, I used to always talk about but never do. And I've actually now have gone through, day after day of doing it. Now, granted, this little slip up with drinking a couple nights and then dealing the cards the night before and smoking the weed on that night, kind of, shit. And actually, someone brought that to my attention. I drank the night before I went and dealt cards too. So, sober-ish September is what it is today. I guess in a way, it was good that I had a few day spurt of fucking around and to go back to life after that, versus there's been a couple times that I drank on one night and then went back to sober, and it was kind of it wasn't really a blip on the radar. But doing something like that, messing around with these vices for a couple days in a row, definitely has fucked my whole shit up. There's a clear and apparent contrast between drinking and or smoking weed regularly, whatever it is, versus being sober the majority of the time and then drinking on occasion. Doesn't mean that the time that you do drink, you're not going to have a fucked up hangover the next day, because you most likely are. However, I have heard always that when you drink more water while you're drinking, it makes the next day more tolerable. So perhaps I'll try that on Saturday when I go to my sister's for her birthday and we're drinking. Maybe I'll try and do that. I need to remind myself to do that. Yes. And I may have said this on yesterday's video or before, but I remember sitting on my couch, I think it was yesterday in the middle of the day, and kind of reminiscing the conversation that I had with my buddy Jack and everything that we talked about. And then thinking about how good I've felt when I have been meditating and focusing on being happy and, doing, beginning these rituals, these habits, whatever you want to call them, that are for forward progress in that world, and how happy that made me, versus the combination of having some drinks one night and a hangover the next day. And then also the next day feeling not depressed necessarily, but depleted and negative and just groggy and just fucking not motivated and just fuck it, I'll do this instead. I even made some poor food choices that I haven't been doing. During when I was going day after day, I was having like this drink in the morning that's like got some, you know, vitamins and nutrients and shit in it. And then I would have like a salad for lunch, and then, you know, like grilled chicken and vegetables. And, you know, if I had carbs, it was like cauliflower mashed potatoes or some shit like that, which I don't even know if, I guess that's carbs. I don't know. But point being, like, eating pretty healthy. And then it took a couple nights of drinking, and then I had 2 nights in a row where I ate just kind of shitty food. And I haven't really been drinking like Coke Zeros and shit anymore, but I had some Coke Zero. And I'm sure that contributes to the groggy state of mind. In fact, I'm positive it does as well, what we put in our body outside of alcohol and weed. And last but not least, my free-flowing thought for making these videos has struggled. I'm not like... So these are just more and more reasons, at least for me, to get back on the horse and continue to be sober for the majority of September. And like I said, I don't have any desire to go back and start drinking every day again like I did before I started this soberish September thing. I do not want to go back to that. I have no desire to go back to that. The question for me at this point is, will I get to a point where it's okay to drink, you know, every couple of weeks or something like that? If I can keep it to that and keep myself hydrated when I do drink. And then obviously, like, making those times that I do drink be social settings, not by myself, that sort of thing. So who knows what that'll be. But one thing for certain is I'm going to push through this week, continue to be sober, get back on my track with meditation, get back on my track with my good eating habits and positive thoughts. And then I am going to drink on Saturday with my sister, but that is a social setting, so it's not as bad as just drinking by myself at the house. And then doing the 21-day sober October venture challenge. I think that you know, before I tried to do a 30-day alcohol detox a ways back, and I don't know, you know, for my current viewers if you've seen those videos or not, but I think I made it 27 or 28 days, and then I slipped up and had some drinks or whatever, and then whatever. But I don't know what it is, with whether it's, you know, residual shit from COVID and how that affect me, the shift in employment, and who knows what it is. But maybe the idea is to tell myself it's 21 days and then it won't be as bad. I don't know. Maybe these are all excuses. I don't fucking know. But I know where I'm at. I know how I feel right now. I just know that for sure, moving forward, maintaining a steady stream of positive disciplines is where I'm the happiest. And getting rid of the negative connotation of the word discipline. And maybe I need to change and call it something else. I don't know. But, you know, get back to my habits, my positive habits. So, yeah, and get back to better on-screen content when I'm, like, talking to you guys about, like, the progress and everything. I guess part of it is, like, you know, I feel kind of like I let myself down, and like maybe I let some viewers down, maybe, with my setbacks. But at the same time, it's all part of the growth and all part of the learning. So that's it for today, guys. Have a good night, and let's have an awesome week. Yeah.
Trust you white in Reagan. Trust you white. You'll be sorry that your tears will be too light. Trust you white in Reagan.